So you've come to see me in my caravan today. This is where I'm working at the moment till I've got a proper workspace to work from. My name's Judith Sher. I'm the author of this book on brioche knitting, and I'm just going to make a film today about brioche knitting and mainly about my workshops that I run for people to get started with brioche knitting. So if you're a knitter and you're wondering what brioche knitting is all about, basically, rib. This is 2-colour brioche. You can do it in 1 colour. You create a rib. If you've ever done double knitting, it's a little bit, it's very similar to that. I would say it's like the same family as double knitting. You're creating a double-sided fabric. So you've got one side and the other side. You have to pass across the needles twice to make 1 row of knitting. That's one of its special features that's different to most normal knitting. You end up with a thick, squishy fabric that, again, a little bit different to normal knitting. So if you're an experienced knitter, because it is very different, whatever type of knitting you're used to doing, if you've not done anything like this before, no matter how experienced you are, you might find it a little bit challenging, a little bit strange. It's quite good for you to try something different. It's good for your brain. It's might make you feel even more creative because you're doing something different and something new. It's almost like learning a new thing. And you can make things that look completely different to just your standard knitted items. So I'm going to show you a few things first. Before I tell you about the workshops, I'm going to show you a few things that are knitted using brioche knitting so you can see what I mean. So the basic stitch creates a rib, which can be worked in 1 colour, or you can work it in 2 contrasting colours, and you can get some fantastic effects by playing around with your colours. It's quite attention grabbing. Once you've learned to do the basic rib, then you can manipulate the stitches by using decreasing and increasing, and in that way you can create movement across the fabric. So you can create sort of flowing waves of stitches or different shapes using the stitches that don't look like your normal standard knitting. So you're going to get something with a little bit of a wow factor. So first of all, I'm just going to show you some items that I've knitted using brioche knitting. They're not my designs, they're other people's designs. I'll put a link in the blurb underneath this video so that you can find where I've got this pattern from. Feminine Touch Designs. And so one of the really fantastic things about brioche knitting is you get not only 2-sided, but you get like 2 different effects. So you've got that effect on that side, which I think is really lovely, and then you've got that effect on that side, which is again a little bit more, that's a bit more striking. So you've got that one, and you've got that one. What else have we got? So this is a shawl done in 2 skeins of 4-ply, like kind of like sock yarn or whatever. So you've got that side, and then you've got that side, which looks completely different. So that's 2 contrasting skeins of 4-ply sock yarn that I used to make that. So this is brioche lace. Now, if you're gonna know anything about brioche knitting, you have to know about Nancy Marshall, the queen of brioche knitting. She didn't invent the technique, but she did sort of standardize all the techniques and terms and abbreviations and all that kind of thing. So she has made this technique popular, and this is from her book called, I think it's Brioche Lace it's called. So this is a lacy lace weight yarn I've used for this, mohair yarn, so that was fun, but I just love it, absolutely love it. So you can see the effect, it's like the sea. It's mohair, so it's lovely and warm, it's light and floaty, and I just really love it. So this one, I learned loads doing this because it contains all sorts of different brioche techniques. It's not just brioche, it's got some garter stitch in it, and it's got bobbles on it. You see the bobbles? But it's a lovely, nice big shawl. Then you can do it, you can really go to town with the colours and have fun with the colours on this one. I have also got, from my book, this book is designed to walk you through all the steps that you need to learn to do brioche knitting. And when you've done that, there's 3 patterns. So there is a scarf called Bertha, after my grandma, and there is a shawl called Betty, after my granny, and there's a hat that doesn't have a name because I didn't have any more grandmothers. So this is Betty. So this one is done with 1 skein of hand-dyed sock yarn and 1 skein of, which is the sort of greeny colours, and then 1 skein of West Yorkshire Spinners Exquisite 4-ply. That's the dark blue colour. So that's Betty. I like that side. It does funny things, does this one. It looks like a wood grain when you hold it up to the camera. Yeah, I might as well wear this as well. So that's Betty. I've also done her in, this is just the Exquisite 4-ply, so 2 colours of it. Look what funny effect it has. Makes it's almost like stripy on that side and that side. And Bertha, the scarf. Now there's no increase or decrease stitches involved in this one. This is just, the effect is created by alternating brioche knit and brioche purl. And changing which is the dominant colour on each side. So you've always got one colour that's more dominant on one side and the other colour is more dominant on the other side. If you switch your brioche knits and your brioche purls, you can switch which colour is dominant on which side, and then you can create some funny effects like this. So you can make shapes. So these are almost like stepping stones going around the scarf. So she's fun. This is Bertha. Okay, that's what's in the, oh, and I've got a hat as well. Just get the hat out of the box. Ugh. Here we are, this is the hat. Can you see the pattern? Quite a simple, so that's knitted in the round. So those are all my brioche knits, or all the ones I'm going to show you for now anyway. So the workshop. In most of my knitting workshops. I do teach other techniques as well. What I tend to do is have a full day, and whatever technique we're doing, I'll have a book of instructions, and we'll have a little practice session. So we'll start off and we'll make a little practice swatch. So if it's brioche knitting, we're going to start off with practice swatch, 2 colours, and just doing a rib like that. So, and that'll probably take a couple of hours in the morning just doing that. You won't get much done because it's knitting and it doesn't grow quickly, and it's knitting that you've never done before, so it's really not going to grow quickly, and you're going to have to take your time and you're going to have to concentrate. So, but you're going to learn to do this brioche rib. This is done in an Aran yarn, so it's quite thick. Okay, so then we'll probably have a break and have some lunch and have a little bit of a rest, because your brain might be getting a bit full. And then after that, we'll come back and I will talk you through how to create a decrease. This decrease is going in that direction, so they're both the same, so there's just a decrease there. So it's going from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns there to 3 columns there. So it's just decreased that column, those 2 columns there, into 1 column there. So once you've done that, you've had a little practice of that, then I'm going to show you how to do, or you've got the instructions, so you might follow the instructions and do it yourself, an increase stitch. So, and then I'm going to show you how to do a different decrease that goes in the other direction. So that one's going to the left. So that decrease slanted to the right, and this decrease is slanting to the left here. So I'm going to show you how to do that as well. By the time you've done all that, you've learnt a lot. You've learnt a lot in a day. So when you've done all that, you then know how to knit something from a 2-colour brioche pattern. I'll talk to you about all the different, because there's some particular abbreviation, terminology and abbreviations that go with brioche knitting, that are only for brioche knitting. So we'll have talked about the special terminology, we'll have looked at the abbreviations that are used, and you will understand, if you're reading a brioche knit pattern, you're going to understand the terms that are being used. And I am going to give you a pattern. So when you've finished the workshop, I'm going to give you the pattern for this, and usually most workshops we include a kit for a cowl as well, so a couple of skeins of yarn, depending on which shop I'm doing it in and what the arrangement is, but usually that's what we do. So you're going to go away with the pattern for this and the yarn to knit it, and also this workshop is available to buy on my website as an online version. So there's videos of me going through all the swatches and the techniques, and also going through knitting the cowl, so you will have access to that as well. So when you go home and you want to sit down and knit your cowl, you can access the videos and see me going through the process of knitting it as well. So I think that's probably quite handy, because then you can see what it's meant to look like and how you meant to do it. So that is my 2-colour brioche workshop. I'm going to be doing it a few times this year at various locations. You can come along on the 27th of April to You and Yarn, where this workshop will be provided with everything that I've just talked about. And then after that, the next opportunity to take that workshop is going to be in Knaresborough at Knitting Pretty, and it's on the 4th of May. So thank you for coming to see me in my caravan. Oh, I forgot to show you my sweater. So this is Suzanne Summers pattern with brioche, 2-colour brioche on the yoke, garter stitch there, and then it's got the brioche on the back as well. I'm quite happy to be wearing it at the moment because it's been packed away and I've just found it. So so that's why you need to learn how to knit brioche, because you can knit really fun, cool things. You can have fun with the colours as well. So thank you for listening to my waffling, and I hope to see you later.